Coach, this one wasn't necessarily pretty, didn't necessarily come easily, but how important was it to just find a way to keep holding out San Antonio?
Yeah, it was, definitely. We didn't play our best, for sure. We got off to a kind of an indifferent start. Thought we were super sloppy, not locked in. And then we finally found like a combination of guys who were pretty sharp there in the second quarter that that sparked us into the game, kind of mid to late second quarter. And then, third quarter we came out with a lot of intensity, both defensively, a lot of purpose on offense. I thought we lacked purpose offensively in the first half. And just a lot of sloppy turnovers, basically from kind of being indifferent. And then, we have to do a better job of, salting these games away when you're up 16 with 4 or 5 to play. Like, you just was sloppy, and we didn't get back in transition. We fouled shooters, and you can't do that. You just can't do it. So if that game goes 2 minutes longer, we might not win. So.
Do you feel like that is a mental part of it? Is it a preparation? Is it a physical? Where does that come from? Where did it come from?
It just comes from being in these closer games, and just kind of we've had a lot of big margins of victory. We've had a couple tight games, but we just got to be better. I mean, it comes from lack of focus when you got to make the sure play when you're up 16, not the risky play. You're already up 16. You don't need to take chances at that point in time. So.
29 and 12 for Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
What did you think of A, his production, and B, his poise?
Yeah, I mean, he had one of those nights, man. Definitely, he was great in the third. We were able to get him in his sweet spot. He got his feet set, got a lot of really, really good looks. Played with force. Then made a tough turnaround on the baseline when we needed it most. That was huge. So, it was a great performance by him.
Hey, Coach, I'm sorry I don't know if you talked about this already, but just the defensive effort, especially the second and third quarters, just from your guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's, what we've tried to hang our hat on this year is defense. The first time out in the game, they had 21 points in the first 6 minutes of the first quarter. That's a 42-point quarter, totally unacceptable. So from that moment in time, they had 6 points. They had, from, the last quarter and a half, they had 33 points. So that's really more like it. But again, it was that team that was like a blended lineup, had Nikhil in there, then Kyle was in there. That really kind of came to life defensively and got stops, and we could get out and run and kind of get some buckets into the flow of the game.
Yeah, sorry to ask this, but just your thoughts on Iman.
I mean, yeah, he's going to be a hell of a player, man. He's got all the tools. He's got obviously incredible size to be able to kind of do what he wants when he wants. When he gets stronger, of course, and used to the league, and things slow down for him, and he's going to play. He's going to be one of those guys that just has incredible gravity, offensively and defensively. Defensively, I think our guys were a little too aware of him. It's one thing we talked about at halftime. Like, just go run our offense. Let's be normal. I think guys were just considering him a little just too much. If he blocks his shot, but we can't stop being aggressive.
This tight career high of 29 points. You've seen him for a while. What kind of growth have you seen?
Yeah, I mean, he's being a great player in this league, or on your path to being a great player in this league, is about doing highly repeatable things. How can you get to your shots? How can you do what you do on a nightly basis, even though the defense is geared up against? And you can see that with the way he plays now. Like a lot of young players, when they come into the league, they try to do everything. But looks like he's really kind of pared down his game, and he's wired to score, and they run a lot of good stuff for him, and he's a tough cover for sure.
You talked about some of the struggles in this game, or the things that didn't go right as you're getting near the finish and the crowd is getting into it, and San Antonio just won't go away. You still get the win on the road. You have the good stretch at home, but what is the value in being able to overcome in this environment and still just get into the finish line?
Yeah, I mean, it's great for us. We knew coming in that facing adversity, whether it be a tough opponent like these guys are always they're never gonna go away no matter what. They're so well drilled. And, you know, game was turning against us, and crowd turned against us, and some calls. So we just managed to find a way to make enough plays to stave them off. But, you know, I think we got to be mindful to not put ourselves in that position unnecessarily. So.